Welcome to day 73 of our 90-day challenge. What is a conversation you haven't yet had? That is our theme for today. Welcome. My name is Nina. I am a well-being coach. I'm here to support you to improve your health and wellness so that you can have a better life. And on this 90-day challenge, one of the things that I noticed that we often do, especially with people that we see regularly, is that we often have the same kind of conversations. I've done a lovely workshop with Amanda, and one of the aspects that she suggested is like to think about like conversation topics or allowing a conversation to go in the direction that you haven't yet had because we often just get caught up in our own stories and rerunning kind of the problems that we have. And you probably have some friends like that who just kind of like keep going at the same story. So, how do we switch that around? What do we do? And how do we make that happen? So, I'm going to give you a couple of fun tips that I have started working with in my coaching group as well. And that is just kind of like say you're going for a walk with a friend. Let's do it that way. Say you're going for a walk with a friend, and instead of like saying, okay, well, how is it? What's happening? And then they go into a whole triad of like all the problems of the cat being sick and kid being sick and doing this and doing that. You just be like, well, if you were a flower, what flower would you be? If you were a spice, what spice would you be today? If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be? And by them then having to kind of like take a moment. So you can do the same thing. If I were to ask you, like, what spice are you today? You'd have to think about it and be like, okay, well, let me see. Maybe I feel like I'm a bit like cinnamony. And then you can ask why, and you can delve into it that way, and you can delve into a conversation using a different angle, and you can probably go deeper and explore more meaning from that. And so that is what I would invite you to look at today is that, like, what does that look like for you? How can you take a conversation that you have with a friend normally, and how can you have a conversation that you've never had before with that person? It doesn't need to be complicated, it doesn't need to be difficult. Now you're probably saying to me, Nina, well, how does that relate to my habit? Well, this is where it comes in, is that again, when it comes to our habit, we often think of our habit just being done in a certain way. Now, what I'm inviting you to do is to think of it in a slightly different way. If you were to have a conversation with that habit that you're doing every day, what would be a conversation that you haven't yet had with that habit? Like, for example, what is a conversation that I maybe could have with myself about this habit? And where does it take me? So if I were to, for example, say, like, what spice would this feel like? I could be like, it's a little peppery today. Like it's quite strong, it's quite apparent. I can see that it's there. It tastes really good when it's there. It's maybe got a little bit of an edge to it. That's how I'm feeling. Okay, how do I bring that into what I'm doing? So can you see how when you even not just in conversations that you've had, but even if you relate it to your habit, how it can maybe just give you a different insight or different little perspective that you didn't have before. And that is what is that is the conversation that you've then never had. And it gets you thinking slightly differently today. Give it a try and let me know in the comments how this has worked for you. It's a really fun practice. It doesn't always need to be hard work and snot and trane. It can actually be a lot of fun and enjoyable. So remember, all my information are is in details below. If you'd like to hang out with me a little bit more, I've got a seasonal reset starting soon. And you're more than welcome to join us. It is going to be a lot of fun. You get lifetime access to it. So there's really is you don't lose out. We come together 4 times live, 4 times a year, but you have access to the course for 12 months for the rest of your life. So you can start anytime. But if you want to hang out with me, I'll be doing that next week. Have a beautiful day and I will catch you again soon. Remember, health is wealth. So take care of your health.